In the great, snow-dusted city of Toronto, there lived a woman named Elara. She was a potter, her hands skilled at shaping clay into vessels both strong and delicate. Her heart was like the northern lakes, deep, clear, and capable of profound stillness. When she met Kofi, a charismatic doctoral student from Ghana studying African literature, she felt a melody awaken within her that she never knew existed. Their courtship was a fusion of worlds. He taught her the rhythms of high-life music and the proverb, "A man who uses both feet does not walk in a straight line." She taught him the quiet resilience of winter and how to find beauty in hushed, frozen landscapes. When he asked her to marry him, presenting a ring woven from ironwood and silver, she said yes with her whole soul. "My family in Ghana will adore you," Kofi promised, his eyes bright. "And our home will be a bridge between worlds." Elara invested everything. She used her savings to support his studies when his funding lapsed. She spent years learning Twi, his native tongue. She meticulously researched Ghanaian traditions, cooking jollof rice until she perfected it, and decorating their apartment with Adinkra symbols. She wove her love into every detail, building a sanctuary for their union. After 6 years of marriage, Kofi completed his PhD. "It is time to go home, my love," he said. "To start our life properly in Accra. I will get a prestigious post at the university, and you will be a queen there." Elara, her trust as solid as the Canadian shield, sold her pottery studio, packed her life into 10 boxes, and crossed the ocean. Accra was a symphony of heat, color, and sound that both thrilled and overwhelmed Elara. Kofi's family welcomed her with cautious warmth. But soon, Kofi changed. The attentive husband became a distant man, always networking or in meetings. He urged Elara to be patient as he settled into his new role. They moved into a beautiful house in East Legon. Elara poured her heart into making it a home. But Kofi was rarely in it. Nights he claimed were spent working stretched into dawns where he returned smelling of perfume and secrecy. Her questions were met with deflection, then irritation. "You are in Africa now, Elara," he chided. "Do not bring your Canadian suspicions here. A man has many responsibilities." The investment of her years felt like water vanishing into desert sand. She was isolated, her Twi insufficient for the rapid-fire conversation around her, her northern heart wilting in the relentless sun. One afternoon, while arranging Kofi's study, a sheaf of papers slipped from a drawer. Among them was a wedding photo, Kofi, resplendent in Kent cloth, beside a radiant Ghanaian woman. The date was 8 months prior. Underneath, a property deed for a house in Kumasi, owned by Kofi and a woman named Abina. The betrayal was a physical blow, colder than any Canadian winter. Blind with grief, Elara fled the house. She wandered without direction, ending up in the dusty outskirts of a village, collapsing at the base of an ancient, enormous Baobab tree. Its trunk was hollow, a silent cathedral of wood. "Child, why does your rain fall on the inside?" a voice crackled. Startled, Elara looked up to see an old woman with eyes like polished coal sitting at the mouth of the Baobab's hollow. She was a storykeeper, the village's Egoro. Through ragged sobs, Elara poured out her story, the investment of love, the cross-continental move, the devastating betrayal. The Egoro listened, nodding slowly. "You built a bridge with one hand," she finally said. "Your husband told you a bridge has two sides, but he never built his. You wove your heart into every strand, but he left his threads loose. Now, you feel you are unraveling. What do I do?" Elara whispered. "I have nothing here. You have the strength that shaped clay," the Egoro said. "And you have this." She gestured to the Baobab. "This tree is a storyteller. It holds water in its belly to survive the drought. You must do the same. Hold your pain, do not let it spill yet. Watch and learn. Return to that house, but not as a wife. Return as a witness. Truth, like a seedling, needs time to break the stone." Elara returned, but her eyes were new. She became a quiet observer. She hired a soft-spoken local boy to run errands and, subtly, to learn things. She discovered the house in Kumasi was indeed Kofi's second family home. Abina was his wife according to custom, a marriage arranged and celebrated while he was still in Canada, promising Elara a future. Kofi, sensing a change in her quiet resolve, announced a grand party to celebrate his new university appointment. "You will wear your finest Kent," he instructed. "Everyone must see my beautiful Canadian wife." The night of the party, the house buzzed with dignitaries. Elara moved through the crowd, a serene smile on her face. When Kofi called for silence to give a speech, he spoke of duality, of bridging cultures, of the strength found in multiple foundations. His hypocrisy hung thick in the air. Then, he called Elara to his side. "My jewel from the snow," he proclaimed, "who gave up everything to build this life with me." This was her moment. The Egoro's words echoed in her mind, "Truth needs to break the storm." Elara stepped forward, but not to him. She stepped to the center of the room. In fluent, carefully practiced Twi, she began to speak, her voice clear as a bell. "My husband speaks of building," she said. "I, too, know of building. I built a home on the promise of a single, shared heart. But in this land, I have learned of Nsoroma." She pointed to the Adinkra symbol for "child of the heavens" on the wall, a star that does not lose its way. "I have been lost." She turned to Kofi. "You told me a man using both feet does not walk a straight line. I did not understand you were speaking of walking two different paths, with two different women." A gasp rippled through the room. Kofi's face hardened. "She is confused. The heat affects her. The only thing that affects me," Elara continued, holding up the property deed and photo she had copied, "is the cold truth. Here is the deed to your home in Kumasi with your wife, Abina. Here is your wedding photo, dated while you still slept in my bed in Canada." The room erupted in chaos. Kofi's family looked away in shame. His colleagues murmured in disapproval. The respect he had cultivated crumbled in an instant. In the devastating aftermath, Elara was not without allies. The Egoro sent word, and village women, who understood the sting of betrayal, offered silent solidarity. A cousin of Kofi's, ashamed of his kinsman's cruelty, connected her with a local women's cooperative. Elara took the shattered pieces of her old life, the patience of snow, the resilience of clay, the fire of betrayal, and began to shape something new. She found a local clay pit. The earth here was different, redder, grittier, stronger. She began to blend it with the techniques she knew, creating something entirely new. She made vessels that told stories, pots shaped like baobabs, bowls inscribed with Adinkra symbols beside maple leaves, mugs that kept water cool like a northern lake. She called her line Nsoroma pots, for those who find their way. One day, the Egoro visited her small, sunlit workshop. She watched Elara's skilled hands center a lump of clay on the wheel. "You see," the old woman smiled, "you invested in love, and it returned not as you wished, but as wisdom. You invested in a man, and it returned to you as yourself. The tree that survives the fire grows the hardest wood. Your heart is now ironwood." Elara looked at her hands, no longer just shaping vessels, but shaping a life. She had her own home, her own income, her own name, spoken with respect. Years later, a renowned artist, Elara would teach a class. "Clay," she would tell her students, "teaches us that to hold a shape, you must apply equal pressure from the inside and the outside. A marriage, a life, is the same. It collapses if the support is only from one side. Do not fear collapse," she'd say, her eyes holding the depth of two continents. "For in the fragments, you will find the true shape you were always meant to be." And on her windowsill, a single piece of ironwood, shaped like a bridge with two strong, equal pillars, sat in the sun, a silent testament to the story of the woman who wove her heart anew.